Hello guys, welcome to Horror Theater Recapped. Hope you all will be doing well. The movie we are discussing today is called Sinister. Sinister is a 2012 supernatural horror film directed by Scott Derrickson and written by C. Robert Cargill and Derrickson. It shows Ethan Hawke as a struggling true crime writer whose discovery of snuff films depicting gruesome murders in his new house puts his family in danger. Sinister was inspired by a nightmare Cargill had after watching the 2002 film The Ring. The film was a co-production between the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. Before we get into the video, please do consider to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to stay notified about all my upcoming recaps. Let's get into the video without any further delay. The movie begins with the scene where four people are hanged under a huge tree with masks over their heads. On the opposite side of the tree, a pole saw motion slowly cutting the tree's large branch. The branch is used as counterweight, and as the branch falls, the slip knot tightens. The people squirm as they hang. The scene is truly horrible. The scene shifts from there to another scene, where true crime writer Ellison Oswalt moves into a home in the fictional town of Chatford, Pennsylvania, in a quiet suburban neighborhood with his wife Tracy, their 12-year-old son, Trevor, and their 7-year-old daughter, Ashley. Unbeknownst to his wife and children, Ellison has moved them into the home where the Stevenson family were killed by hanging. He intends to write a biography about the case to regain the fame he lost after his best-selling book Kentucky Blood was followed by two less successful works. He hopes to learn the fate of 10-year-old Stephanie Stevenson, who disappeared following the murders. The town sheriff meets Ellison later. He urges him to leave the town, also quit his idea of writing the book on the grim incident. He thinks that town needs to forget about it and heal. Ellison does not pay attention to him and shrugs him off. He tells him that he has great aims behind this and is eager to find out the truth. After moving to the house, Ellison finds a box in the attic. When he opens the box, he finds out that it contains a scorpion, as well as a projector and reels of Super 8 film, each one labeled as home movies. He decides to watch the movies out of curiosity. He sets up the projector in his office. The very first video is about a family hanging out and enjoying their day in the backyard of their home. Then it goes dark real quick and shows the horrific murder scene. It shocks him. He goes out to grab a drink to feel better. He sits back and repeats the same video. He notices that the film is shot from a distance. It raises the question that who filmed the video, and a person is missing from the hanging scene who is Stephanie. He goes to the backyard and observes the same tree. When Ellison goes inside the house, he finds out his daughter awake. She was looking for the bathroom. He sets her in the room and goes back to his office. He plays the second film labeled as BBQ. He finds family spending their time together. At night he sees a blue car. It was tied with chains, and the family was tied inside. A gasoline can was also kept besides, showing that gasoline was thrown over their bodies. In no matter of time the car turns into blazes. Seeing this all happening, Ellison gets so scared. He does not understand what he has to do. He calls the sheriff to tell him about his recent inquiries. But when he looks at the copies of his best-selling book, he changes his mind. He knows that the writing and successful writing of this book is really important for him. He can't take any risk for this, so he decides to further investigate about the incidents. As much as he delves further into the films, he gets more disturbed seeing all the murders happening. One night, Ellison sits to watch another film. When he was about to start the film, he investigates noises in the attic. He thinks there might be his daughter again and goes to check out. He looks into her room but finds her sleeping. When he was returning, he finds a box in another room. When he comes close to the box starts moving slightly. In the meantime, his son comes out of the box in a horrible situation. He starts screaming at once. It scares Ellison. He picks his son up and runs towards outside. The commotion wakes his wife up as well. They take him in fresh air outside. He wakes up his son. In the next morning, the family sits for the breakfast. They tease Trevor for the last night. He claims on the other hand that he does not remember anything from the last night. They remember that he used to experience some sleepwalking incidents before. They think it to be one of them. They blow up the whole incident. Tracy leaves to drop the children for their new school. Ellison moves back to his work. He starts another film titled Pool Party. A family is seen enjoying in the pool. With the sudden change in the reel, it turns into the dark mood. Just like the others, everyone is seen tied to the benches and drown into the pool. Ellison suddenly notices an entity in the water. He pauses the video to take a closer look, but all of a sudden the projector catches the fire. He runs to blow off the fire, but most of the part of the reel burns. Only he could save a little part. It was also unclear. He hears Tracy shouting at Trevor. He has painted a painting of 4 people hung by the tree. Tracy quarrels with Ellison that the influence of his book in causing the disturbance for his children. By the fire incident, Ellison decides to make extra copies of the films. He sets up his own recording camera alongside and plays another film. This time the title was Sleepy Time. In this, someone cuts the throats of everyone with the knife while their mouths were taped. This scene disturbs Ellison very much. In the last one, he finds out the murder of a family using a lawnmower. Somebody kills everyone from the family heartlessly using the lawnmower. Ellison was still confused that who was actually shooting the films. To solve this curiosity, he rewinds the footages. He was assured that he can find something in it for sure. Ellison notes the appearance of a mysterious symbol and the strange, eerie man in the films. The same man he saw in the pool party film. Ellison matches footage of the throat-slitting murderer to news reports from St. Louis, Missouri in 1998. 3 members of the Miller family were killed, while 13-year-old Christopher Miller vanished. One night, Ellison hears some strange noise from the attic. He goes to check out. Inside the film reel's canister lid, he finds a king snake and childlike drawings depicting the killings, with an eerie figure called Mr. Boogie also present. Suddenly, one part of the attic breaks and Ellison falls down. It injures Ellison. Ellison consults a local deputy who'd been a big fan of Ellison's writings. He discovers that the filmed murders took place at different times and in different cities across the country dating back to 1966. A child from each family disappeared following every murder, and before the Stevensons moved to Chatford, they lived in the Millers' former house. The deputy refers Ellison to occult specialist Professor Jonas to decipher the symbol in the films. Jonas relates the symbol to the ancient and obscure Babylonian god Bughuul. Bughuul would kill entire families and take one of their children to consume their soul slowly. Jonas suspects the murders are part of a cult initiation rite rather than the work of a single murderer. As Ellison investigates footsteps and noises throughout the home one night, it is revealed that ghost-like children invisible to Ellison are the cause, with one of them appearing in Ashley's bedroom. Ashley later paints this girl, who she identifies as Stephanie Stevenson, on the wall. Ashley tells that Stephanie came to her last night. She told her that the room Ashley is living in was once her brother's. By this incident, Tracy realizes that they are living in the same house in which the murder of the people hung with the tree happened. She yells at Ellison for doing this all and risking his family's lives. Another night, Ellison hears the film projector running. He follows the sounds and is directed towards the attic. There he finds the missing children seated in the attic watching one of the films. They all turn their heads towards Ellison and put their fingers on their mouths to hush Ellison. In the meantime, Bughuul suddenly appears on camera before physically appearing before Ellison. Ellison falls down the stairs. He takes the camera, projector, and snuff films outside and destroys them. He tells Tracy that they are moving back to their old home. Jonas sends Ellison, now back at his old house, historical images associated with Bughuul, also including the mysterious symbol and 3 symbolic creatures that Ellison encountered at the Stevenson house: a scorpion, a snake, and a dog. Jonas tells him that early Christians believed that images of Bughuul served as a gateway for the monster to come from the spiritual realm to the mortal world, and Bughuul can possess children who come into contact with these images. That's why there's a very few information about Bughuul. Ellison discovers the unharmed projector and films in his attic, along with a new film labeled Extended Cut Endings. The deputy calls Ellison and informs him that every deceased family had once lived in the house where the previous murders took place. He also learns from Professor Jonas the pattern. Each new murder occurred shortly after the family moved from the crime scene into a new home. By moving away from the Stevenson house, Ellison has marked himself and his family as the next victims. It was Bughuul's plan to scare him to force him to do so. He watches the new film Extended Cut Endings. The new footage depicts the missing children coming on screen following each murder, revealing themselves to be the murderers under Bughuul's influence. Ellison becomes lightheaded and notices a green liquid at the bottom of his coffee mug. He finds there a note from Ashley that says, "Good night, Daddy," before losing consciousness. He awakes to find himself, Tracy, and Trevor bound and gagged on the floor. Ashley, having been influenced by the spirit of Stephanie Stevenson to fall under Bughuul's control. She approaches them while filming with the 8mm camera. She tells her father that she will make him famous again, and proceeds to slaughter her family with an axe. She then uses their blood to paint pictures on the walls of the hallway, along with Bughuul's symbol on a door. Ashley views the film of her murders while drawing the killing in the lid of the home movies box. The missing children stare at her through the movie. They suddenly flee when Bughuul appears. He lifts Ashley into his arms and teleports into the movie. The box of film sits in the Oswalt family's attic, now accompanied by Ashley's reel titled House Painting 12. The movie comes to an end with it. Sinister is known for its atmospheric tension, unsettling imagery, and the slow unraveling of a horrifying mystery. It explores themes of obsession, the consequences of meddling with the supernatural, and the corrupting nature of ambition. The film's chilling ending and the portrayal of the malevolent entity Bughuul make it a memorable entry in the horror genre. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to stay notified about all my upcoming recaps. See you until then. Thanks for watching.